Alberto, you may start.
Okay, let me just close this dialogue. Selamat pagi, everybody, and
Selamat pagi, Prof.
how
Selamat pagi.
and how's everybody today?
Selamat pagi, Pak.
Morning. Selamat pagi.
Selamat pagi. Is everyone okay today?
Good morning, Dr. Gloria.
Yes, Alhamdulillah, Doctor. Fine. Alhamdulillah.
Oh, that's that's wonderful. So today we have a special guest. I mean, not a guest, but she is really part of our family, the Deep Network. But before Mas Ari will introduce Gloria to all of you. But I just want to come on today and say hello to everybody, and good morning to everybody, and selamat pagi, as in we say it in Indonesian. And also, very quickly, there was a message posted about the breaks, and someone had suggested whether we should consider removing the half-an-hour breaks, intra-sessional breaks. So we have usually 30 minutes for each of the session, and during the session we will have this half-an-hour break. So we talked among the members of the Secretariat, and we felt that there should be some kind of break, and largely because I'm speaking from myself. I can be such a boring speaker. So after speaking for about 40 minutes, I think all the participants deserve a break from my voice. So it's really for you. But instead of a half-an-hour break, so we were wondering whether the participants would be, whether all of you would be interested in cutting the number of minutes from 30 minutes to perhaps 15 minutes break. Would that be okay?
Yes.
All right. So what I would suggest is that, if you're okay with that, just type a quick message on the chat, and so the Secretariat will know whether all of you are, okay with this, yeah, with the break. Okay, now I will leave to Mas Ari or Pak Ari to continue this session.
Okay. Thank you, Prof. Gomez. Hi, everyone. Good morning from Indonesia. Selamat pagi, Bapak, Ibu, Mas, and Mbak, Bu Gloria. So we are pleased to have Gloria here, Bu Gloria or Mbak Gloria, to share with us, his knowledge about peace education. So I met first time Gloria when I did my master in Spain. So what I know a bit about Mbak Gloria is she is a deputy director of the Deep Network, and she received her doctorate from UHI, Peace, Conflict, and Development focus, and then his expertise on peace education. So Gloria will share us a lot about his experience on this field. So without further ado, I shall pass the time and microphone to Gloria.
Thank you, Ari. Selamat pagi tu.
Buenos días.
Yeah, it's nice to see you and to be here. I think it's so emotional, but even so give me so much hope that how we can build together this peace, and it's not only like a dream, and how we can do in action. And I think this is a really good opportunity that we can continue making a web. This is like my first invitation that everybody that is here can be part of this network of Deep, that the peace can be something real and concrete and in a practice. Thank you so much, Ari, for all the effort that you are doing with Idam and Alberto to this course is coming real. And yes, I'm going to speak today with about Peace Circle. That is one strategy that I use in peace education. My My background, I'm a professor of elementary school. This is my background. I start with elementary school for 12 years, and later I start with the master and the PhD doctorate about peace, conflict, and development. And the area that I start to develop is peace education. I'm from Mexico. I developed so many workshops, courses, and research about peace education in holistic way, which means to work with the different dimension of peace. I work in so high violence areas that how we can build together peace and how we can transform the conflict. That tomorrow Jenny Murphy is going to speak more about it. And I want to start with this. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can ask questions on the chat, or at the end, we are going to have few minutes that we can share some of the ideas or maybe some question that you have. And I want to start with this image. Let me, if I can make it bigger. Yes. And I want to ask you how many faces you can see in that pictures. How many faces you can see in that image. You can put the answer in the Zoom, or you can open your microphone, wherever you feel comfortable.
Around 7.
7, 11, 6, 8, 9, 8, 9,
10.
10,
9.
9. Okay. 10. Okay, we can see. We can see every face in a green circle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Why I put this image is because peace, we need to open our view. Sometimes we see only one point and we want to apply one strategy. And if we repeat the same answer, we are going to repeat the same result. To build peace, we need to open our view, to see another perspectives, and to see another strategies. Is try to see how peace is something like a process that is open and how we can build it. And it's important to see the different perspectives. And that's the reason that the concept of peace that we are going to use in Peace Circle is more like the positive peace, is not the negative peace that we know that the negative peace is like they believe that is only the absence of direct violence. When you don't see war means that you are in peace. This is the negative peace that Galton said, but we are going to take in this activity like a positive peace, like the absence of any kind of violence, not only the direct, is like the cultural, the structural, and the direct. Is a process. This is important to understand that peace is a process under constant construction. Means that it's not in one moment, means that it's not with one action, means that we are going to build in a process this peace, that we are facing conflicts, that conflicts is something positive, that we are going to transform, and that we are going to build a social order with less violence and more justice, that we are not going to disappear the violence. Violence is an answer. We have to go in the deep analysis of the violence, and the deep analysis, you are going to find the conflict. That's the reason that it's important to go to the conflicts and to give tools to transform this conflict and to give another kind of answer, like it can be a peace. That's the reason that peace is not something like a dream or ideal, is something that we can do with actions. This idea of positive peace is going to give us like it's something that we can plan, is something that we can build, and is something that we can make with dialogue, cooperation, and interaction. I'm going to speak only for one of these possibilities. There are so many. I'm going to speak about peace circles. The author that I used to work peace circle is Kay Pranis. Kate Pranis is from USA, is a trainer and writer on peacemaking circles and restorative justice. She served as the restorative justice planner for the Minnesota Department of Correction from 1994 to 2003. Since 1998, Kate has conducted circle training in a diverse range of communities, from school to prison to workplace to church to families. Actually, Kate Prani is making different trainings in all the world. She spent so many time here in Mexico. She's working in different projects of peace circles in schools, in jails, in communities, and even in really high places with places with high violence. Peace Circle is the basis of the Peace Circle has roots in the Native American tribes and is now being reintroduced to our modern way of community life. You can see peace circles in so many cultures, and it's a space that we can listen and talk. Peace Circle push up to practice our ability to listen actively and be able to deeply share our thoughts. We use an object to hand the word. It's like they call it peace talk. We have different peace talk that we can use to make sure that everyone has the chance to speak and to help us to speak with our heart, while the rest listen actively. It's no conference, and it's not something that you have to have the answer before. It's something that you are going to build with the community the answer. Peace Circle is not a lecture or expert-led lesson. It's a dialogue where all the participants share common values, creating a safe space to keep a genuine, meaningfully inspired and restorative conversation. And in the conversation, everyone has a voice and are empathetically listened from their life experience. We are going to go to this idea, like Paulo Freire said, a learning community. Paulo Freire said that even the professor and the students both are learning together. It's not only one way, the professor only teach and the other is learn. It's like in the process of the learning community, both are learning. And this learning community is the way to understand that when we are in conflict situations, the transformation is in the community. Is the expert or the peace worker is going to help to open the space that the wisdom of the community can go out, that we can transform together. It's not something that you have the answer to go to resolve. It's more like how we can build together this transformation that we have. The basis of the Peace Circle is the medicine wheel. The medicine wheel is tradition for different cultures. We have medicine wheel, the North medicine wheel, the middle medicine wheel, even the South medicine wheel. Means that every culture developed this idea that how we can develop our life in this medicine wheel. And they say that it's in a circle, it's not a line. The life is not a line, it's more like in a circle. We always have something who born and it's something that is died. It's like always this movement. This circum's intentionality create a sacred space that leaves barriers between people, opening fresh possibilities for connection, collaboration, and mutual understanding. It's a way to remember that we are in connection, we are in interconnection, we are interdependent, and interrelationship means that we are not alone. It's no individual, it's really like a community. Everything that we are doing is affect to the other. It's something that we understand with the deep ecology, that we are in connection and interrelationship, and even that every little movement can affect to a big movement. The healing wheel that I'm going to speak is like the North healing wheel that said that we have the 4 points, no, the North, the South, the West, and the East. And the healing wheel said that we are like a human being. We are moving in these 4 moments in our life. The North is represented with the buffalo. It's represented with the winter, and it's represented the time that when you are in the knowledge and the wisdom in the mind, and it's in the time when you go and prepare to die. No, is the close time. Is when you are in the age to prepare to the elder to die. And the other side is the South, and in the South you are going to find the wolf. The animal that you are going to find is the wolf, and you are going to find there the heart, no, the feelings, the emotions, the energy, the summer, and is going to see how is the feelings part of the life. And you are going to see the East and the West, and the East is going to be the eagle. Is going to represent it with the babies, and is the spiritual aspect, and is like the part of the art, the writing. Is this part of the human connection with something bigger than the human being? Sometimes you can have connection, spirituality with the religion, but you can have a spirituality with something else. It's like a disconnection with something that is bigger than you. And the West, we are going to find the beard, that is like the earth, that is the body, and how we are going to develop this future, but even it's like the time that you are going to prepare to go to the fall, like to go to the healing, like the physical body, because some of these cultures believe that the sickness is because something is no imbalance inside of you. And peace in this healing wheel is going to be the balance between all these 4 dimensions. Means how is the process and the relationship that you have with your mind, with your feelings, with your body, and even with your spirit. And to have a conflict is when you are not in balance in one of these dimensions. For example, if you are so much on the mind and everything is like something that you can control, that is in thinking, the life is going to give you a conflict about your feelings. That is going to ask you, what about your feelings, no, your emotions? And it's going to be a challenge in emotional way. No, it's like that you can develop the skills and be aware about this dimension. But if you are so much in emotional aspects in your life, the challenge is going to be about your rational aspect, no? How you are going to develop this area. But if you are so much maybe on the body, you are going to have challenge maybe in the spirituality, but maybe if you are in the spirituality, you are going to have a challenge in the body. Means that peace is going to be the movements that you are going to have to make balance through these 4 dimensions. Yes, and in a community, it's important because when we have a conflict, we have to see this dimension even in this community. How is the ideas and the ideology of this community? What ideas, paradigms, concept is there? What is like the feelings and emotions and needs that this community has? And to see what is like the structural and the body and how then the physical need is covered in that community, and even how is the spirituality in that community, and how we are going to listen all these dimensions to know the needs that we can develop the strategies to go to the transformation. And one way to listen these needs of these 4 dimensions is to open a peace circle. Yes, I know that is a lot of sometimes information, but it's how the peace circle, like at the basis. And now we understand why we can listen so many peace circles, women's peace circles, community peace circles, because it's a space that we can listen the different aspect of these 4 dimensions. Yes, we are going to live in the second part of this session a little bit how can be a peace circle, but I want that you can know a little bit like the theoretical basis of this peace circle. The difference between circles and other process is like a circle has can combine with different process, but the principal characteristics of circle is like the circle has a talking piece that is regulated dialogue. When we can make a peace circle face to face, it's important to have a talking piece that is going to represent who has this talking piece is the person who can speak. The others means that we are going to listen. The person who has the talking piece is the only person who is going to answer, and everybody is going to listen, and is represent like the stick that sometimes some tribes give to the personal, the principal person, like the the guardian. And this peace talk, you can pass this peace talk for everybody that's that is in the circle. We are 60, well, now we are 50. We are not going to have the time to pass the voice for everybody. We are going to make an informal peace circle. But if we are a group, like more or less 25, like yes, 25 or 20, you are going to answer person by person, and we are going to pass this peace talk that everybody can answer the question. Yes. And the important thing is even the facilitator is going to answer. You are going to be like a facilitator part of the peace circle. It's not that you are outside and you are going to listen to the community. You are going to be part of the community when you open a peace circle. Yes, the conference is like the facilitator directs the dialogue, and particularly in the earliest stage. It's like now I'm making a conference scene, but later we are going to make a circle. The circle is explicit discussion of values before discussing issues. The values is going to be a so important part, because sometimes you can open a peace circle in jail, and it's important when a person has this idea that is no, in jail is not easy, because it's the person who apply the violence, and to return to the values is to return to the human being that is there, that we can open the dialogue like a human beings. If not, you are going to open like a stereotypes. These peace circles is working so much in jail, because it's to return the person to this human being values that we have, like everybody. Yes, it's like you can speak again like a human being and take responsibility. Yes, this is more like a restorative justice, to try to go to the relationships. It's not only to put a punishment, it's like how we can go and to make restoration in the relationship. This circle is a group creation of guidelines. Don't jump directly to the issues. It's important to make a group, deliberate marking of a space as a space, apart through opening and close ceremony. And the facilitator is also a participant. The peace circle has like four important parts: is open ceremony and close ceremony, values, and 3 or 4 questions. You are going to make an open ceremony. We are going to review our values. We are going to make 4 or 5 questions, and we are going to close the circle. This is like the process of peace circle, and the facilitator is going to be part of this. You are going to make questions that you are going to answer so honest. If you cannot answer so honest, like a facilitator, is better that you don't make this question. the question that you are going to include is because you are going to really answer from your heart this question. The circle keeper used the following elements to design the circle and to create the space for all participants to speak their truth respectfully to one another and to seek resolution of their conflict or difficulty. If we are face to face, it's important to see all the participants in circle, like without something in middle, is like a in circle. If we can be presential or face to face, we have the open ceremony centerpiece, like we can put a carpet. We are going to review the values. We are going to have a talking piece and the question that we are going to develop. It's important, for example, this is a school peace circle. You can use the chair or even you go to the floor and sitting all the participants in a circle. It's important that you can see face to face and create a sense of common concern and even the emphasis of equality and connection. That's the reason that we are in circle. We are going to leave a peace circle online, but this is like when you can do it face to face. The talking piece can be different elements. For example, this is one, but sometimes I use this one that is a giraffe for the no violence communication to remember that we have to speak from the heart. Or you can use something that is meaning for this group. And the talking piece is the way that we know that we have a one round. It's going to pass hand by hand that everybody is going to answer. Like a peace circle online, we are not going to use the peace talk, but we are going to use the Zoom hand that we have, that we can pass the voice, and it's a way that we can listen everybody. The open ceremony it can be a reading, a deep breathing, a meditation, a movement. It represents the open space, the sacred space that we are going to open. It's important to know that we are going to open something, but at the same time that we are going to close. When we are working in a so violence area, sometimes it's not too easy to listen the deep and the violent stories. And it's important, like a peace worker, that we are know in the way to rescue or to, yes, or to believe that is something that you have to, yes, to rescue somebody. We are going to open a space and to give tools to transform the situation, but we are not somebody that we are going to rescue somebody else. If not, you are going to sacrifice yourself and it's going to violence for you and for the others. Peace worker is important to have this tool to understand that we are open spaces, that we can open practice, peace practice, to transform the situation. And in this open ceremony, we understand that we are open this space to know what happened in this conflict, to speak about it, and we are going to have a closed ceremony, that you are not all the time thinking what you are going to do what you are going to do in that situation. It's like it's something that is open and it's something that is closed. That is a process. It's important to know that it's open and closed. That's the reason that closed ceremony is the interconnection that now you are going to be so present and we have hope for the future and we can return to this space. And when you are listening, sometimes emotion that is not comfortable, maybe somebody is crying or somebody's angry, can be in the peace circle. This emotion has permission to have been there. It's not something that we are going to take out. It's like all this emotion has permission to be in the circle. Like a facilitator, you are not going to take it with you. You're only going to listen and give a space that they are there for needs. I know that you are going to have another session about no violence communication, that you are going to see how the feelings and needs are together. That's the reason that we have to open a space that we can listen the feelings. The values and the guidelines is the strength, the atmosphere of deep respect. It's important to pay attention to the values of the participants are bringing to the space by doing a round of talking piece about values, because it's a way that how we are going to be in this peace circle. Is how I'm going to be here in this activity. And you have the right to doesn't speak. You have the right of the silence, because it's taking this idea of Paulo Freire that silence is even a moment of learning. You are maybe building or create a knowledge. It doesn't mean that all the time we have the answer. Sometimes we need time that the answer comes. And that's the reason that if you don't have in this moment the answer of that questions, you can make a silence. The silence is part of the peace circles. And some of the guidelines is honor the way the talking piece works. Speak and listen with the respect. Speak and listen from the heart, means without judgment, without stereotypes, without wrong or right, only like a human beings. Take the time you need to speak while being mindful of the need for others to have time as well. Honor privacy, personal information shared in circles stays in circle, and take care of yourself. I'm going to try to go to this. The balance in the process is we have the first part is how we are going to be familiar or getting acquainted. Then we are going to build in relationship, addressing issues, and develop action plans. This is more or less the movements of peace circle, like a question that how we can know each other to make relationships. Then we are going to open the question that we are going to go for the conflict or for the dialogue. And then we have to finish with actions, what we are going to do with that. Yes, and you can open different peace circles that we can find different actions or process. We have two kinds of peace circles. One is peace circle through dialogue, and the second is peace circles to transform conflict transformation. The dialogue is to create community. We are going to open a peace circle for create community today, for learning, for celebration, for dialogue of a specific topic. And conflict transformation has a little bit some other activities before to open the peace circle. When you are going to use peace circle to transform a conflict, you have to make interview with the person who has the conflict and to make preparation before to go to the peace circle. It's more like a justice piece, this idea. And now I want to know if you have some questions, ideas. Are you there? If somebody can even open your camera, it's going to be nice to see you. It's nice to see Ari, but I want to see the others, please.
Yeah, please,
I
guys.
feel like yes, I feel like I speak alone.
Yeah, if you have any question, just raise your hand or just say your name or just type your question to the chat room. Okay, we got one question from Dr. Nidhi. And then there is, yeah, okay.
Hi, it's wonderful listening to you. I just have one question, although I'm not been into very violent areas, but sometimes the peacemaker or the facilitator himself or herself is at the risk of not only violence, mental breakdown. Because when you hear so many sob stories, you are down and depressed. So how as a facilitator we have to overcome our emotions? As you said that you have to keep your emotions aside, you have to give them space. But it has happened with me. I was with somebody, a survivor of a acid attack, and I could not control myself. I was depressed. So that is what I don't want, because I am a facilitator. I have to give space to them. But sometimes it's very difficult. So how do we deal with that?
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Nidhi, and thank you so much for open these really deep questions. And actually, in a few minutes, is going to be one student of the master that he was making this research about secondary trauma and how peace circle can help, because the reality is like even that we are not the person who received direct the violence, we are listening so many stories of violence, and our brain is taking these stories like a true and is going to register even in our body. That's the reason that it's important to have this space of self-care and, and self-care community. Means that it's not only my responsibility to care when I am now working in a so violence area. It's important like I have a community that we care together and how we can go to heal. And even because this is a really so important point now for me, that is because healing process is going to be so important for peace workers. If not, you are going to be sick, you are going to have so many physical uh, reactions. And one way that you can start to do it is not only therapy. You can have psychology therapy, but even physically therapy, but to make a web that we can care together. That not all the time you have to be in the violence areas, that you can move and go at different communities, and even how to heal this part that is broken. Um, some of the exercise that I was taking, because 2 years ago I had this secondary trauma because I work in so violence areas in Mexico, that with the stories that you can see the most black shadow of the humanity, that you can say, wow, how one human being can do that. It's important that how we can go again to the hope, and how you can make restoration, resilience, and healing of you. It's not only mind. It's nice to go a therapy, a psychology therapy, but even body, a body therapy. That how your body start to transform, and the art can help so much. And for me, helped me so much the peace circles. That's the reason that I'm so happy to make now peace circles, because even when I'm making a peace circle in so violence area, I know that I don't have the answer. The answer is inside of the peace circle. I know that sounds so weird, but for example, I work in Sinaloa, that is in the north of Mexico. I work with professors, and we are in a peace circle, and we start the peace circle like with so basic questions. But in one question that it was, what is your most worried in this moment? One of the professors said that one of the students is a narco traffic person, that is a narco traffic, and this person is his student, and his student said if he doesn't put it like the high grade, is going to kill him, and it's his most difficult that he has now, and he's from the the subject, it was ethic, and for him it was no ethic to pass him. And now in the other like tools, maybe you feel that you need to give the answer, but in peace circle you ask to the community what we can do. Means like the facilitator doesn't has the answer, has like the yes, the action to return the question to the group, because the group know more what happened in the community and how to transform. And it was so interesting, because even in that circle, they were like 25 professors. I asked them what we can do with this, and how many of you are living the same like this professor. And the interesting point, it was 11 of them, they are living the same like him, and nobody of them they are speaking about this. And when they speak about this together, they start to know that they are living the same conflict and how they can care themselves and how they can open another option. This is for me the magic things of peace circles, because I didn't know that these things happens. I only return like the question of them, and the wisdom of them is turning up to answer the conflict that is there. I don't know if these things is helping you, but for me, it's like I understand that I enter with them like a facilitator. I take care myself to be so present and to go for this area of compassion. That doesn't mean that I'm going to rescue them, but I feel so connected with them. I know that they are in so high violence. I know that they are in vulnerability, but I know that they can have tools to transform the situation. I continue watching a human being there. I don't have to rescue them. I don't have to give the correct answer. I only go with them to open spaces. I don't know if these things is as some of
This would certainly, this has given me an insight and certainly would help. I mean, it is very important to take care of yourself, then only you can take care of others. So thank you. And I think we can interact more within these circles and make networking. Thank you, certainly.
and we can share some strategies for take care yourself that don't go to this secondary trauma. We can share some of that I did it, and we have, yes.
Okay.
We can open another session of this.
Oh,
But
thank
Gloria,
you.
we got another question from Pasran Alessandra Toro, and also there are more questions in the chat room. Shall I,
Okay.
like,
Yes, please
read
help
them to
me.
you later on
Yes,
after
yes.
Alejandra say her question? So let Alejandra say his question, then I'll read all the question in the chat room. Okay, after that, so that maybe some of this question has some relationship with each other. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, Alejandra.
Alejandra, close your microphone. We cannot hear you.
Yeah,
Ale.
and unmute your microphone, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hello to everyone. Buenas noches, Gloria.
Buenas noches, Ale.
Thank you for this very inspiring theme. I just want to make a comment, and I have a question for you. I'm from Colombia, and I made my PhD in conflict resolution and peace culture, and I'm a dancer as well. And I created a choreography with women who are victims of the war. And as hearing what you were telling us, I've been working with women who have been raped. They have their son disappeared. They have their land destroyed. I mean, they have all the violence that Mexico and Colombia have been living the same level. And as a dancer, the circle is very important because it, as you were saying, it marks a belonging. You belong to the circle. And there was an opening ceremony when we start the rehearsals. And being part of the circle was so meaningful because it gave a place to these women that have never the chance to speak aloud. They have never the chance to be seen. And suddenly they're in the middle of the circle. And so we had the meditation part, then the rehearsal, and all the session would end without a closure, as you were saying. So it was very strong. It was very strong to be part of something, to just to exist. So I was making a peace circle without knowing it.
Thank you so much, Ale. Yes, it's like a way that we can see how this peace circle is in different ways and can be expressed even with movement, no, with dance, like
Right.
Alejandra said.
Right.
And
Right.
yes, Alejandra, and I have a collaboration so close with Colombia. We are with Human Partner, if you want. We
Uh-huh.
work together with Peace Circles in Colombia, in Bogota. That
Uh-huh.
we are open these peace circles even with guys from different areas in Colombia that they are with this resistance and you know what, yes, you know more what happened in Colombia, but we are open this from guys that they want to build like a different space that they can um, create community, that they can go
Right.
and
Right.
transform what
Right.
happened there in a
Right.
peace way. Yes, Ale,
Mhm.
in, if you want later I can give you the information that about
Sure,
peace
I
circles
would love
in
to. I would
Bogota.
love to. And I have a question, Gloria, if I may. If you're the facilitator and you're leading a peace circle and you're not a psychologist, how can you avoid re-victimization of these people who are telling so difficult stories?
Yes,
Thank you
it's
very much.
so interesting. Yes, thank you, Ale, and thank you so much because I think it's so close, like Dr. Needy said. Because I'm not psychology, I'm a elementary school professor. And that's the reason that when you open a peace circle, you put the guidelines that you said that is a space that you are going to care yourself, that you are going to open the things that you can manage. That is a process only to see what is there, but it's not a therapy circle. That is a good question, Ale, because we are not going to open a therapy circle. Can be a therapy, but it's no therapy. It's like a, yes, it's so close, but you in this point you are going to see what is there, and maybe you decide to go with a therapy. But peace circle is only to see what is there. It's like with the dance. It's something that open is to understand that you have a community, you belong, and you can see what is there. Maybe you can see your pain. What is the conflict? Maybe you can see the what, how do you say heridas, like the yes, the woods, like what is open there, no? And yes, the wounds, no? What is there, no? But
Sure.
it's not something that you are going to heal. Sometimes you can heal, but it's not part of that your responsibility. It's a space, like you say with the dance. Yes, I don't know if this is going to help you to see. It's more like a pedagogical space that you can see how is the conflict, the tools that you have, the community that we are. It's more like to see the process of the conflict. That's the reason that you don't need to be a psychology, but it's true that it's not too easy to include the emotional part, because for everybody that like we are here, it's not easy because emotional part of the human being, it was not included in our education. That's the reason that it's not too easy to open. Sometimes we don't know what to do when somebody is crying. We believe that we have to go so fast to say, no, 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 cry. But maybe we need to open the space as, yes, you allowed it to cry. And you have the space and you can be with you and hold the space, not the person, to hold the space that this emotion that is not comfortable can be expressed. This is so much or so close to no violence communication. Yeah, maybe with no violence communication is going to appear more like an answer. We are going to go for 3 more, and then we are going to have another examples with one of the students of the master.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
Julius, I think so, no? Ari, you tell me.
Gloria,
Yes.
sorry, we got 5 minutes before break actually, but of course it's up to us, until what time we want to stop here. But there are
I
some
think we are
questions.
going to have 10:30. We are going to
10:30.
have the 10:30, Ari,
Okay.
the
So
break.
there are questions in the chat room. Shall
Yes.
I read all of them and then we go to Julius and Andrew?
Yes.
Okay. Can you read or shall I read for you?
Can you read it for me? Because
Okay.
if not, it's moving.
So I'll just read all of them because there are some questions, there are some comments. So, for example, from Katarina Bezera, how can we build trust and a safe space for the peace circles? Okay. And from Rafia, Reshi, can we have a victim offender circle as well? So, shall I continue?
Yes, maybe I can answer some of them.
Mm-hmm.
And after we leave the peace circle, we are going to have another space to questions that we
Okay.
can.
Yeah.
No?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, maybe we can go with Julius and Andrew, and I'm going to answer the other questions when we leave the peace circle.
Okay. Okay.
After.
Okay,
Yes.
Julius.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Gloria. During the peace process, you made mention of a peace circle. My question to you as an expert is, during the peace process, how do we handle someone who is unseen? It's like an invisible, but he always fuel the problem, even though within the peace circle, there's a lot of disagreement. I have seen a conflict where within the peace circle, they always disagree because there is an hidden man. The third man, which is maybe is one of the local champion or something like that, who is putting more trouble in the conflict. And during the peace circle, the other partner refused to identify this hidden person. So how do we identify this hidden person in peace process?
Thank you, Julius. Yes, I think it's a good question to maybe to clarify that it's not the same to open a peace circle for conflict that to open a peace circle for dialogue. No? When you open a peace circle for conflict, you have meetings before with the person who has the conflict. That if they are agreed to have this peace circle, if the person who is making, for example, the violence, is accept the responsibility of the conflict and the violence. If not, you cannot open the peace circle. No, imagine that he say, "No, I didn't do nothing." It's like, no, you cannot open this peace circle. It's like a conflict. It depends how high is the conflict. You have different meetings with these persons before to know until where you can make agreements, no? And how is the responsibility of the person who is making this violence. This is another kind of peace circle that is existed. It's so close of peace circle for justice, restorative justice. I don't know if you know that is a specific circle that called justice, restorative justice circles that is specific for conflict, even in a legal way. That is another kind of circles, but it's possible. But they have different steps. One of them is to go with the person to know that if they want to be part of this, how high is the violence. Even if the person receive a punishment, doesn't mean that when you open a peace circle restorative means that this punishment is go out. It's more like how we can restore or make restoration of the relationship. To the person who is making the violence is taking responsibility. Sometimes the victim wants the others take the responsibility what he's doing or what he's doing. No, this is one kind of peace circle. When you are open a peace circle, like a open ceremony, closed ceremony, and questions, it's so interesting because you are going to make a questions, and the person that is in the circle, you are going to answer through your lens, through your life, and even you cannot be agree with the others. It's a way to listen the different perspectives, because one of the rules of this peace circle is we are going to listen the human beings that we are. Maybe you are not agree. We are not going to make a how you say, a dialogue between one to other to force the others believe the same than me. We are only going to listen stories. And it's important, like you say, Julius, that when you are in a community, one of them is always like angry, is always like no comfortable with this. It's important to have this space to listen why he's angry. In that way, we can listen the needs. Always behind of strong feelings is a need that is not covered. And maybe it's not going to be comfortable. Maybe you are going to listen like somebody that is really angry. And when you are going to listen that part, it's important to listen the angry, yes, but it's important to listen even the needs. Yes, it's like a way that these peace circles can help you. For example, for me, in one peace circle that I opened, one guy, it was really angry. He was from wow, oh, I forget it. It's like from a place with a lot of violence. And he asked me when I did a so simple question like, how do you live peace? I think so. And he was so angry, and he stand up and he say, how I'm going to live peace if I come from genocide, a place with genocide? I cannot live peace. I don't believe in peace. And he was so angry, Julius. And he was like shouting. And he said, do you know what I saw? Do you know? And he started to speak and speak. And I tried to see what is the need of him and be so respectful for this painful that it was inside of him. And I say, yes, maybe I don't know, but I respect. And you have a space here that I can listen that. And I don't have, because he asked me why the human beings can do that, why the genocide exists. Imagine how I'm going to answer why the genocide exists. And I say, yes, I have the same question like you. If you want, we can ask everybody, and you go beyond of the academical aspect. We are like in this human connection, Julius. And it's important that everybody that is in the circle doesn't make a judgment for this feeling that is so high. And I say, please don't judge him. He has a space and it's fine. No, it's like yeah, sometimes like yes. And then I was like so nervous. I was like wow. But for me, it was a so big learning, because I had in that moment, I had the same question like him, because I was in a so violence area in Mexico, and I had the same question, why the human beings can do this so high, so violent, with a lot of pain. I was so angry. And when he was making this, like, okay, he's a really good mirror for me. It's like, wow. And that's the reason that in that moment, so many that we are in that circle, we need to express and we to find a movement to transform. I don't know, Julius, if these things is going to clarify a little bit.
Quite explicit. Thank you very much.
Okay, one more and we can go with Guy.
Andrew?
Okay. Good morning. Good morning, all.
Good morning, Andrew.
Yeah, my question is simple. I just want to know, how do you handle confidentiality issues when it comes to in peace cycles? How do you handle confidentiality issues in a situation where it started well, but along the line you discovered some vital information are not kept secret? How do you handle such persons or individual? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrew. And
You're welcome.
yeah, confidence is something that you build. It's not only something that appears. It's something that you have to build like a group. And it's a space that you can feel like no protection, but like a care. It's something about caring. And it's important when you are open the peace circle, one of the guidelines is everything that is in saying in the peace circle is not going to be out. It's like Las Vegas. The things that happen in Las Vegas stayed in Las Vegas. The things that happened in the peace circle stayed in the peace circle. Doesn't go out. Even in the online peace circles, is not allowed to record That's the reason that when we are going to leave the peace circle, the second part, the questions that may be open vulnerability, we are not going to do it like in a group, big group. We are going to do it in a little groups that you can express, that you can feel confident, and you know that somebody's care your feelings. And the other step that I understand to open this space, Andrew, is to be confident, you like a facilitator to the group, how vulnerable you are going to show with the others, how human being you can be with the others is the way that the others can be so human with you. It's like how we can see eyes to eyes, how we can share our experience. You know, it's like how we can trust, and trust is something about how much we know you, how much time we spend together, and how we open a system of care. It's important to open a system of care, how you care yourself, how we are going to care in a relationship, and how we are going to open a care community. And we can develop strategies to care. Yes, even physically, even mentally, even emotional, even relationships. Yes, and this is the way that I find how we can develop the confidence. But it's like a different strategies, no? Like spend time, has, for example, has a tools for communication is really good way to open confidence. No? To have active listening, to have a traditional moments, no, to have like a art moments. Is like how the relationship becomes stronger. And even when we had a conflict, it's important like a group has tools to transform the conflict. Yes, it's like these things is going to help you to open this confidence. I don't know if this help you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes. Okay. Now,
Dr. Gloria,
yes.
can I ask a question?
Yes, I cannot see you, but yes.
May I ask a question? Thank you. I'm Tuba Ahmed from Pakistan. As a student of international relations, I have a very keen question for you. Like, my video is not on, so you cannot see me. So, like, my question is, at the bureaucratic level or a state level or an international level, how can we create peace building or peace talks between the states or between two different types of agents or two different type of groups? Like in Afghanistan, there are peace building talks are happening right now between Afghan government, Taliban, and American. Okay, like, but they are not discussing the real issue. They are only discussing the solutions or like negative peace solutions, but not a positive peace solutions. How can we develop a peace talk or peace circle at that level?
Thank you. Yes, this is a big question. This is like a master thesis question. But I can give you some ideas. I'm not going to answer. I'm only going to give you my point of view. I think tomorrow you are going to have another way to see the perspective, because so many of us, we are taking this area that we are not in resolution or conflict solution. We are more in conflict transformation. This is a line of John Paul Lederach, who said that conflict is part of the relationships, and you are not going to solve the conflict. Because if you believe that you are going to solve the conflict, you believe the conflict is negative. When you go to this transformation, you understand that we are in conflict transformation. That is a process. And this process has different levels, individual levels, community levels, international levels. No? And John Paul Lederach said that the transformation is a process that you can open in the different dimension and the different levels, means in the individual, in the community, and in the international. And they are going to affect. the peace circle can open these actions in the individual and in the community and make the possibility to make suggestions for the conflict transformation in an international way. Because it's something that is going to move. Transformation is something that is a conflict that has violence, that we are going to see the needs that is in the conflict and how we are going to transform that violence is not the only answer, and to try to open another kind of answer and to have less violence, but not disappear. It's like when somebody asks me, Gloria, can you come to disappear the violence? I say, I hope so. One day I can do that. I cannot do it. I can open a space to transform, to see what happened there, why they answer to this so high violence, what is the needs in that conflict, and what we can do to transform and to see what we can do. Maybe we have to make restorative justice. Maybe we have to make reconciliation. Maybe we have to make healing in that community because a lot of pain in that place. Yes. And before to make another thing, is important to heal the relationships before the revenge start. Okay. Yes, I don't know if these things is going to, but don't worry, it's like a big question. But tomorrow I think with Jenny Murphy, that she's really good, is going to help you to understand this part of conflict transformation.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, I'm going to answer the questions after we finish the peace circle. I want that you leave it a little bit after the break. But I want that we can listen one student of the master a little bit. He's Guy. He's making his thesis about peace circles and actually about the secondary trauma. And I want that he can tell us a little bit about his research and his experience. Guy, are you there?
Yes, hello, hi everyone.
Hello.
I cannot see you. Did you put your camera?
Yes.
Yes, now I can see you.
Hi, Guy.
Hi, Guy. Now you can share with us your research, Guy. Thank you to be here.
Thank you, Gloria, for the opportunity. And it's always nice to hear your passion and how much this topic is so important for you. It's always refreshing. So I want to briefly talk to you a bit about my experience with peace circles. Why did I choose to do my thesis about it, my master thesis, and how we actually got a chance to use it in times of crisis. So I was first introduced to the peace circles during the master studies, in Gloria's course. In the beginning, I didn't know exactly what does it mean until we practice it on the ground. You will have a chance to practice it in a few minutes, which is an amazing opportunity. So I really suggest you to be there, be fully present, come without judgment, come to be as open as possible, because it really is a very interesting tool. So I will briefly walk with you through my thesis, and I will reach to why I decided to talk about peace circles and then how we did it. So I did my thesis, Gloria was my tutor, and I did my thesis about secondary traumatic stress, which people mentioned it before, self-care and peace circles to create a self-care community. So I've been working as a peace builder, peace worker for many years in many different places. And what I saw that many people can suffer from the result of what it calls secondary traumatic stress, which means basically, when you're working with peace, you might be also exposed to conflict. And when you're trying to create light, you might be exposed to the darkness. It can happen, and I saw some of my colleagues getting burned out, getting overwhelmed out of the situation. It also happened to me after a few years in the field. And then And then basically I took the thesis to talk about I talked about the problem, and then I talked about the solution. The solution is self-care. Somebody kind of mentioned it somehow before. Self-care basically is the set of tools, that we use to take care of ourselves. It can be exercise, it can be reading a book, being with the family. There are many, many examples. But the thing is, all of these tools are kind of individual tools. I go to read a book, I go to watch a movie, I go to exercise. It's something that I do with myself. But what I was missing, the missing part of the picture was how do I take the people that are around me, my community, to support me, and that I can support them as well. And the good thing about the Peace Circle is that we build a community. We strengthen the people that are around them. We use them, we use them to help us, and we help them. Just to give a brief example, I don't have a lot of time, but just to give a brief example, imagine yourself that you're like a bucket, and inside the bucket there is water, and water is your emotions, is your emotional world. And once you walk in conflict areas, or you're working with people that suffer with trauma, or you're working with any kind of this setting, your bucket started to get full of water. It may be one event, it may be a series of event, but eventually, if you don't take care of yourself, the bucket will get full, and water will start pouring from the sides. And if that happens, that means that you already burned out. It means that you're already in the side, in the area when you cannot take it anymore, and you don't want to be in this situation. And the Peace Circle is like a hole that you make in the bucket to purge the water a bit, to release the stress, to let your emotion get out of the bucket, so you will not be in a situation when you're just overwhelmed. So there are many self-care tools, but the Peace Circle is very powerful, very low. It doesn't cost a lot. It's very easy to use, which is a tool that you can take with you for your future. So then, after talking about the Peace Circle, and after, while writing the thesis for the master, the Corona situation started. I don't need to tell anyone here what the stress and level of uncertainty that it created. But what we decided to do, me and Gloria, we decided to take an initiative and to create an online Peace Circle for the people from the master. Basically, it was students. Everybody's a student like you, everybody doing their thesis, everybody locked at home in the beginning of the pandemic when the situation was very difficult. And we needed something to support ourselves. We needed something to actually, something practical, not theory. We read a lot of books and we wrote a lot of, papers, but we need a practical tool, something that we can actually use. And then we did the Peace Circle. We called it Peace Circle Corona style. Back then we were only 10 students, but we managed to create a space, an online space that we can share our emotions, share what we feel, share our difficulties, our challenges without being judged. Of course, ideally, this kind of Peace Circle is something that you want to do face-to-face, obviously, yes. But under these circumstances that we live in, we have to do it online, and it has some disadvantages. It has some advantages. One of the advantages is that we can sit from people from all over the world and create this Peace Circle, create this space, when we can just share what we feel, share whatever we want to share. I see it, the way that I see it, it's like you're running a marathon. If you want to run a marathon, if you want to be a peace builder, you don't just get up one day, get up in the morning and start to run a marathon. You'll probably get injured on the way. If you want to run a marathon, you need to study, you need to learn what you need to do, you need to gain a set of tools that you can use them along the way to help you finish the marathon without getting injured. So the peace circle is eventually, it's a tool that you can use. And I can tell you that from my personal experience, it helped me treat my secondary trauma. It helped people around me, colleagues of mine, friends, students also, to take care of themselves. So I would advise you to really take this opportunity that you have in the next part of the class. Take this opportunity, really be present, don't judge anyone. Listen, it sounds easy, but it's not so easy. Don't listen, listen, don't judge, and use this tool. Take it as a tool, as something that you can practically use in the future, that you can, you know, one day you'll be in a situation when you need to strengthen the community that you are with, the people that you are working with, and so on. And this could be a great opportunity for you. So I wish you a lot of good luck in the next part of the class, and also in your journey. And I hope you use this tool in the best way possible. So I passing it back to you, Gloria. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Guy. Yes, thank you so much, Guy. Yes, I want that Guy can share his experience, like a student and like a research experience too, because sometimes we need to listen another point of view, not only the person who is making the peace circle, even the person who is living the peace circle. And that's the reason that peace circle is not like a magical tool. It's like a methodology that can we use an opportunity to open a space. But it's important that you feel confidence that we can open this confidence with the others. And for me, it's an experience that I can learn to open the wisdom of the community, because I think like a peace worker, we are not expert. So sorry, I'm not the expert. I work with peace education for more than 20 years. And every time I say, wow, I don't know the answer. And to be honest, it's like a peace circle gives me the opportunity to be with more humble and human being. I can be more like a human being to try to be with other human beings to try to transform the situations. It's not this perspective that we have the recipe. It's more like to have the opportunity to build together like a community. That's the reason that for me, Peace Circle is like this methodology which helped me even more in areas with high violence. It's so difficult to give a peace answer. That's the reason with Peace Circle, I found a way to go for the wisdom that what is there that we can find to transform. Because maybe I don't have the answer. Maybe it's in the place. I'm going to finish with this idea before to go to the break. This peace circle comes for this idea that when a community has a sickness, the medicine plant is going to grow up next to this community. That's the reason that in cold area is going to grow up plants that is going to help for this plant is going to help to heal when you have a cold, when you have problems for when it's cold. But if you are in areas that is so warm, it's going to grow up plants that is going to help maybe for stomach problems. Why? Because the nature is going to give you how to heal when something is there. This is the idea with the peace circle, that when something is like in conflict, the answer is going to be inside of the community. And like a peace worker, we are only going to open spaces to find this answer. And for me, wow, it's really nice. I don't have to save nobody and to rescue nobody. I can be human being with the others and to open this space and like a human being, how we can build a process to transform the conflicts and to open a peace and a space and practice of peace. Thank you so much. We are going to return for the question. I'm going to take it. And we are going to have like 15 minutes, if it's okay for you, that we can finish 15 minutes before. For me, it's going to be nice. And I know that from Colombia too, because for us, we are going to finish by 1, means that we are going to finish 15 minutes before. It's okay for you. We are going to, yes.
So we'll take a break for 15 minutes, Gloria, so that
Yes.
like, it means that now is 10:26 AM in Indonesia. So
Yes.
we'll take break 15 minutes. We'll come back 10:40.
Yes, 10:45.
10:45. Okay.
Yes, and we can start. And I'm going to ask you if you can take, please, like a piece of paper and something that you can write, please, because we are going to use it.
Okay.
And a glass of water. We need to take water when we are working with emotions, please.
Okay.
And thank you so much. And we are going to return 10:45. And thank you, guys, for being here.
Thank you, Gloria. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Welcome back, all the participants and Gloria. We are coming to the second part. Yeah, the practice of fish circles for today, and then yeah. So I'll give time to Gloria to continue the session.
Thank you, Ari. I don't know where is my presentation. Okay. I want to say that in the chat of the Zoom, you will find the presentation. It's already there. And you will find even like guidelines that how you can open a peace circle. And it's important to say that I was taking a course to be a facilitator of peace circle. I was having a training for 40 hours, 1 year, and later other 20 hours. And it's something that is like a training, but you can open an informal peace circles, like a peace circle of dialogue. I think it's an interesting methodology. I send it to you like guidelines that how you can open a small informal peace circle that you feel comfortable, like how we are like making a check-in, how we can make a confidence like a group. And we are going to leave this informal peace circle because we are 45. We can all listen everybody. A formal peace circle is because we can listen everybody, like the 45 that we are. But we have to have so much time. But we are going to open an informal peace circle, which means that some of you are going to write your answer by the Zoom chat. Other they are going to open the microphone and going to share the answer that we can listen everybody. I want to share the, I don't know why it doesn't appear in my screen. The presentation, yes, is there finally. Okay. The guidelines of the peace circle. Now I cannot see it. You can see the screen, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it doesn't move. I don't know why. Now it's frozen. My God. It's not working. Let me see if I can move because now it's froze. Can you, Ari, put your presentation? Maybe it's going to take out mine, but I don't know if it's possible. Maybe it's a way that I can move.
Do you need to? Oh, is
I
it
can-
in your file? Yeah.
I can open it if you want.
Yes, can you? Because, yeah, maybe I can enter through my mobile because now is my computer complete froze. Sorry. Yes, and I can, yes, you can share it, Ethan?
Hang on 1 second.
Yes, thank you. You can have it, the presentation, even in the Zoom chat. You can find the presentation and a guideline of peace circle. Yes, because now I cannot do nothing in my computer. Now it's complete like a yes. Maybe my computer go to sleep. Because now in Mexico it's going to be 11 at night. Maybe that's the reason like doesn't want to work now.
So which one is it, Gloria?
It's like the picture with the more, a little bit more.
This one?
The next one. Yes, the next one.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so much. The guidelines of this peace circle, we are going to open a peace circle online. That it was one of the questions. It's the most important is like to have a space to open the dialogue. Yes, of course, it's better when we can be face to face. Hopefully, one day we can be all together in Indonesia.
Hopefully.
Inshallah, Ari.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
But before we can practice this peace circle through online, and this guideline is it's important that the person who can have the camera keep on, we are going to appreciate it, because it's a way to make a human being connection, that we can make eye contact. If it's possible for you to have the video open, it's going to be really nice. And it's more important when you have this experience in pairs, that you can see each other. It's the connection. Try to the microphone keep off and turn it on when you are allowed to talk. You can use the chat to answer. The participation we will work with sequences rounds. Means that I'm going to make one questions, and we are going to receive the answer, all the answer by the Zoom chat. But 10 or 5 of you, depends of the time, you are going to give the answer through the microphone using the voice. It's important that you feel in a safe space. You don't have to convince nobody. This is so interesting. It's like a training to be a human being. It's like to understand that somebody can believe different than me, and I can listen another perspective. Doesn't mean that I'm agree, but I learn that in the world is another person who believes different than me. This is the gift that the peace circle gives you, because maybe somebody wants to convince somebody, but peace circle is not to push somebody to believe the same than me. This is a really challenge, because like a facilitator, it's important that you respect all the point of view, and you are not going to push that everybody has the same answer. Means that everybody has the opportunity to express themselves. Yes, this is like a really so interesting in peace circle. Means that somebody maybe is so yes, so strong in his belief, and he doesn't want to move in his ideas. It's okay. He's so welcome in this peace circle. We are going to listen, and we know that somebody is thinking like him, but we are not going to have a dialogue to convince him that it is wrong. It's like okay, we know in this community somebody has a different point of view. We are not going to justify, but we are going to include this point of view. This is so interesting. Okay, can you pass the next one, please? The guidelines like a group. We are going to honor the way the talking piece works. It's going to speak only when you have it. We don't have the talking piece, but we are going to have the hands of the Zoom. And when Ari is going to tell us who is going to speak, we are going to open like a 5 person who can speak with the hands, and Ari is going to tell you who is going to the turn of this voice. It's okay for you, Ari? And it's like the way that we can know who is the next one.
Okay.
And the other, they are going to answer through the chat. Yes. And it's important to understand that it's a process for you. This space is not only a space that you are going to listen the other, you are going to listen yourself, and how we can build together a learning. Speak and listen with respect. Speak and listen from the heart. This is coming from the no violence communication. Listen from the heart, and speaking from the heart means without judgment.
Yeah.
We are going to listen a human being story, and the human being stories, they are no good or bad. They are stories. Yes, without judgment, and yes, it's like a only story. Take the time you need to speak while being mindful of need for others to have time as well. Try to have the answer before you raise your hand. because sometimes we are so fast and good students. And we want to say the correct answer and we raise the hand, but we didn't build the complete answer. And when we are speaking, we are continue building the answer. It's trying first to understand the questions, pass the question through your body, through your emotions, through your mind, through your life, and then you can give an answer. Yes, it's like here is not a correct answer. We have so many answers. Yes, and that's the reason that we can be a little bit more concrete, more specific if we are making this process, and if we are receive the answer and go to receive the question and go to answer. We are honor privacy, personal information shared circle state in circle. The vulnerable, no, we are not going to open a so vulnerable question, but maybe the confidence questions, we are not going to put it here in the big circle. We are going to do it in pairs that you can share and feel safe. It means that they are not going to be record. And take care of yourself. You know, what do you want to share? What do you want to explain or to, yes, or the wisdom that you want to share with the others. Yes. Take care so much yourself, and it's important to take so much water, because emotions sometimes can be in the body, but the way that you can help to make a balance with emotion is taking water. Is one of the resources that you can have, because with the liquid you can help to clean your body and go the emotion out. If not, when you are crying, the water is cleaning, and even all the water is help you to clean. Can you pass the other, please? The next one. We are going to make the open ceremony. Okay, I'm going to remind you the structure. We are going to make an open ceremony. Later, we are going to make questions, and then we are going to have the close ceremony. Yes, and the open ceremony is the moment to remind that we are here and the now and in the present. I'm going to ask you that you put your feet on the floor, that you can feel the floor, the earth, how is carrying you. Try to put your body in a comfortable way. And you are going to imagine that here, next to here on the breath, you are going to imagine that you can have a nose in your heart, that you can inhale from here and exhale from here. This breathing is called coherence heart. Means that you are going to put your mind and your heart together in the same connection. You are going to inhale, but imagine that you can have like a nose, and you can inhale from here, like the place that you have your heart. Inhale and exhale from your heart. We are going to make three times. Okay, inhale from your heart, exhale from your heart. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. The last one, inhale, exhale. Now you are going to put your hands over your heart, close a little bit your eyes, feel the beatings of your heart, and give a thank you for your heart that we have alive, that we have connection with the life, and we can have honor here for the person which doesn't have life, the person that we left. We can say thank you for their life that they share with us. And we can take our life to make honor for the life of them. We can say thank you that we are with life. that we can feel our beatings. Inhale, exhale. One more, inhale, exhale. And in this last breathing, we are going to stretch like when we wake up. Inhale, exhale, like when we are wake up. Stretch your body. Welcome for this peace circle. And we are going to start with this open ceremony. And we are going to start with the first part. Can you pass the next one, please? What values would you like to offer for our space together? What value for you is important that you have almost already? And for you is important that we can have to open this peace circle. For example, for me, cooperation is a value that for me is so important. You are going to write the word that you want to, the value that you want to share with the peace circle that you can offer to the others and is almost in your life. What value would you like to offer for our space together? You can write it in the chat, and even you can put it, you can say it on the voice. Can you write the value? What value would you like to offer? Okay, respect, understanding, mutual connection, trust, no discrimination. Thank you. Who wants to say your value in with the microphone? Support, sensitivity. Somebody wants to say with the microphone? Respect each other, gratitude. Somebody wants to raise the hands. No judgment.
Tolerance and acceptance.
Acceptance, thank you. Honest, togetherness. Julius.
Equality.
Thank you. Caring and
equality.
sharing. Yes.
Tolerance.
Michael.
Yeah, empathy.
Empathy. Thank you. Respect for others.
Tolerance.
Tolerance. Thank you. Equality. All these values, we have it here and now in this group. Means that all these values are going to be part of us. This question is so important because sometimes we don't know how to open this space in relationships that they are with some conflict. And when we go into this value, it's a little bit a possibility that how we can connect again through these values. Yes, that's the reason that it's important to share the values. No, it's like the way that we can share this space. It's like a way that how I'm going to offer my human being to be here. Yes, remember all these, be circle the values that you are going to share. Thank you. If we can be in a group, these values, for example, if you are going to open so many peace circles, this value is important that you write it to remember in this group, these values are always going to be present. Yes, that we are going to share, to develop, and to remind. Okay, thank you. We are going to pass the next one. Can you pass? Yes. This is a little bit more deep. Well, what touch your heart? Now we know the values that you have, but now what is like so close to your heart? What is giving you hope? Please try to write it in your, maybe in a phrase. For me, it's so close to my heart. Yes, to play with the kids is like a touch me so much. Play with my niece is really touch my heart. Conchita said love. Dr. Nidhi, peace. What touched your heart? Somebody wants to share your answer? Surin, music touch your heart. Charity, peace of mind, nature. Yes, your daughter, Alejandra, thank you. Stay with my parents, inclusiveness. Somebody wants to share your answer through the microphone? Positivity, close to nature, reading, calmness.
A good movie or a good book.
A good book, thank you. Innocence. Yes, Rafia, you can open the.
Yeah, so I was just trying to say that whenever I see anyone, smiling and making that eye contact with me, it's something that, that really touches me because I feel connected. I'm a very sensitive person, and when somebody makes such a gesture, I feel so, I don't have words to explain. My heart gets warm. It's a very blessed feeling. And another reason is that I always have a smile on my face. No matter what circumstances I'm in, I always try to smile and make people around me happy. So maybe it's that vibe that connects me with people who have a similar kind of aura. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you. I'm so sorry that I cannot see you smiling.
Actually, Professor, I'm in Kashmir and we are having some network issues. But yeah, I will just. Are you able to see me now?
Yes, now we can see you a little. Yes, it's nice to see you
Yeah.
smiling. Thank you, Rafia.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, it's important this question because you have to know that the heart can open and can close. Like Rafia said, when I sharing smiles and happiness is something it's like a open, is the heart. The heart is open. That's the reason that when we are like in situation that we can touch our heart heart is open, but sometimes our heart is closed because we listen and we see so many stories of pain and violence. That's the reason that some of the strategies is that we have the both. We have to find not only the situation that is so painful, even the situation that is close to our heart. Alberto, if you see someone without a smile, give her or him one of you. Yes. I like your smile, Rafia. Yes, we are so happy to see you, Rafia. Okay, we can pass for the next one. Now we know that we are in a confidence group, that we can share our values, the things that is close to our heart. Now we are going to see how we are. The question to make the check-in is which has been your rose and your spine along these days? Means that what is the most beautiful things that you are living in this corona time? But at the same time, what is the spine that you find? Because life has the both, spines and rose. You can write one thing that is your rose and one thing that is your spine. You can write it in the chat, or if you want, you can open the microphone that we can see you and listen to you. For example, for me, the rose is like I can be now with all of you, even that I am in Mexico. This is a rose. And the spine is like I cannot be face to face. And even for this time, I lost so many family for the corona. I lost 7 persons too close for my family. This is the spine. And the rose is like how we can go to this process and yes, and to be connected with the life. somebody wants to share to Rose or to Spine or the boat? Ari, can you read the chat? Because now is no, I cannot do it. I don't know why. Thank you, Alia. We cannot listen to you, Ari. Is mute your microphone.
Apologize. So I can see from Christina, mediations, Rafia, my family, Salwa, new friends, and Rafia again, my anxiety. From Alia, I believe the togetherness I spent with my family during this time of pandemic. And then next one, dating, connecting with friends and family.
I want to share something.
Yes, Irfan, thank you.
During Corona pandemic, unfortunately, a lot of people have lost their jobs. So I too, I used to work with UNICEF on certain projects. So during the pandemic, I lost a job. Apart from that, we have lost 4 or 5 family members due to COVID. That was it's fine for us. But at the same time, we are committed. This is life, and everybody has to leave this world one day. So we extend. I usually used to extend my support to the family members and motivate them. But lastly, we have been blessed with twin baby boys, and nowadays I'm supporting my wife in raising these two twins. I mean, like, we don't have any sleep at night, but I mean that's a happy moment for us in current days. Thank you.
Thank you, Irfan. Yes, the loss, it was not only for person, it was for projects, for works, and how we can find another's opportunities, but how we can go through this spine and to this rose that is there too. Abdullah say my rose is connecting, but now I cannot see it. Ari, can you read a little bit 5 more of the chat, please?
Okay. There are 13, a lot here. from where I should start, Gloria?
You can choose 5, and I'm going to read it. Yes.
Okay. From the bottom, yeah. My rose is to be on vacation. My spin is thinking in people who live in war.
Yes. Thank you, Conchita.
From Andrew, rose rising and setting of the sun gives me hope. Spin insurgency affecting lives here. Okay. From Dr. Nidia, spin. Lost my father and felt trapped at times. Abdullah Ali, my rose is connecting with many friends through online, and the spin is study difficulties. One more?
One more, the last one.
Roji, my rose is my parents and dear ones love, and the spin is to see people dying. It's heartbreaking.
Thank you. Can I go next? Just Rafia.
So for me, my rose has been my family because we went through a lot this pandemic. We lost 2 family members in a span of 4 days. It's like on Monday, my uncle expired, and on Wednesday, we lost our aunt. So, we as a family went through a lot, and there were many relationships within our family. We are 6 members. And I think that relationship between us, it got transformed because we get to spend a lot of time together. This is something that happened for the first time, that all the siblings were living with their parents, with their family together for more than a year. So yeah, I would say certain conflicting relationships were transformed positively. We better got to understand each other, learn from each other, and we realized that yeah, if we are together as a family, there is nothing that can break us. And spine, you might find it a bit, haywire because it's my anxiety. I get worried about things easily because I always want to deliver my best. So I think my anxiety has been my best teacher. I have been pushing myself all through, like since pandemic, started. I graduated. I got into one of the leading central universities in India. I had offers from abroad with partial scholarships. So it was my anxiety that pushed me to do this. No doubt, at times it has been excruciating, but then it was worth it. So, yeah, this journey that I've experienced so far, the level of stress and anxiety that I had, I think that is my strength because it helped me evolve into a better person.
Thank you, Rafia.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you for sharing the learning of your family and the learning of you. And we are going to make 3 seconds to send love for all the person who died, and to send it this connection for all of them. Only for 3 seconds, send them love, gratitude, and we are going to honor them and to take the life. Say thank you, thank you, thank you, because it's part of their life to born and to die. And we are going to give honor for all of them. And this is the way that we can share the humanity. And this is the step to make compassion. To go to the compassion is to go to the human being learning that we are sharing. No, these roses and this spine is part of the human being. It's part of being human being. Thank you so much for opening your rose and your spin. We are going to the next one that we are going to do it in pairs, in groups, and I'm going to explain it how. Can you pass the next one, Ethan? We are going to be in groups, in pairs for 4 minutes, and you are going to ask these 4 questions. How do you like to be called? How old are you? If you don't want to say your age, it's okay. You can say, where are you from? Or you can put the age that you want. How do you feel? What is your favorite place? What was your favorite subject in school? You are going to have 4 minutes, but before to make the questions, you have to make 2 steps before. The first one is, if it's possible, open your camera that you can see eyes to eyes, and you can take a breathing. You inhale, exhale, that you are connected with yourself. When you see the other, you can say, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Gloria. For example, with Irfan, Irfan is going to say, nice to meet you, Gloria. I'm Irfan. And then I'm going to say to him, trust in me, Irfan. And Irfan is going to say, Gloria, trust in me. We are going to ask for trust. And later, we are going to answer the 4 questions. You have 4 minutes that the both can answer. Means that you have less than 1 minute. 30 seconds for everybody, for every question. You have to manage the time, like 4 minutes, to answer the 4 questions. But the most important is, I'm going to make connection with myself. I'm going to have a inhale, exhale, go to the other, say, introduce yourself, and then you are going to say trust, ask for a trust in me, Irfan, and I trust in you. And Irfan is going to say it to me, trust in me, Gloria, I trust in you. Yes, we are going to give trust and receive trust. Any question what you are going to do? No? If you want, you can take a screenshot that you can have the questions. I don't know if we can put the questions in the chat, but if not, is how do you like to be called? How old are you, or where are you from? What is your favorite place, and what was your favorite subject in school? Are you ready? Any question? No? 4 minutes to share that, and we are going to return. It's going to appear the the group. Adam is going to
Shall we
help
read now,
us.
Gloria?
Yes, Adam.
Okay, we are going to make groups.
Yes.
This, oh, okay. This meeting is being recorded. Yeah, I think I just sent a message to the presenters, and I said that
Gloria,
what Gloria is doing is it's laying the groundwork for the other two. So tomorrow, Jenny Murphy's conflict transformation, and then we have the dialogue, and then we have the what's that? The non-violent communication. So it'll fit in nicely. So what's happening now? They are in the groups, right?
correct. They're in pairs. They work in pairs. But Gloria, where's Gloria now? Gloria?
Oh, she has logged out and she's going to log in again.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay, come on out.
Is it your cat, Prof?
Sorry?
You push your cat?
What's that? Sorry.
No, I've heard you say like out.
Yeah, the Mikalis, I think it's like the way we do. Like nothing to ask. Like I just read the Mikalis question. Did you read the question from Mikalis in the group? Yeah. So this is something that we do every day, right? So
that's fine. That's
Is somebody alone in the other room? I
Mas
don't know
Dikri,
them.
ada yang sendiri nggak? No, I think
Somebody.
yeah,
Somebody that's alone, because I appeared with him and he was so happy. I was alone, and then I leave him.
Yeah, I think Toshi is alone, sir.
Yes, he's alone. Somebody's alone.
So
Toshi, or was he?
So what do you suggest,
Room 2.
Gloria?
Yeah, not assigned it yet.
Ask for help. Afifa is asking for help. What is can you answer? Yeah, what is it? Is it a chat or what? Oh yeah, send Zul. Okay, send Zul to the room 5 for help.
Okay. So Gloria, this is fantastic. Your presentation is so good.
I hope so, Alberto. We have to finish.
No, it's very good. I just sent a message to all the presenters and I said that you have laid the groundwork so well for Jenny Murphy and after that on dialogue, Michaelis, and then
Yes, they will understand why they are going to see no violence communication, conflict transformation, dialogue. I only put it like a introduction, like the basis.
No, that's the whole purpose. You I did think about all this.
I'm so happy that you are happy, Alberto.
I'm always happy.
And smile.
Yes, and a smile is good.
Always smiling, yes, that's right.
Yes, I'm so happy that is why. I didn't take the time. Idam, do you know how much?
Oh yeah, right. 4 minutes. Did it take the time? Okay. I think we just run.
It's 1 minute more.
Yeah, I guess pretty much about it.
So,
Yeah.
You can
Sasha, have
tell
you,
them. You can
Sasha,
tell
have
them
you,
1 minute.
Sasha, have you had your McDonald's today?
Okay, we can just send the. We can
Yes,
send
you
to
can.
the participants.
You
Yes,
had chicken
please.
nuggets. Okay.
Avia.
Big Mac.
You can tell them 1 minute,
Embarrassing.
please. And thank you, Idam. It was frozen, complete my computer, and I was like,
Okay.
it was so
Sure, no
good that
problem.
Idam take the presentation.
You know, he's our technical man for
Yeah.
Idam.
for the whole deep network. Every time I have to contact him to help me with the web page and
My
so
pleasure.
yeah, must
Thank you so
Idam.
much. But I think it's important that maybe you can say to Jenny that if she can send her presentation for something, that you have it.
Yeah, she did. She actually texted me privately. She said she will send me just in case if things happen with her.
Yes,
So
like now.
we can have a backup.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's good support.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe you can take to them to the general room.
Yeah, I did. So we are now finished. I think
Yes.
finished, yeah. Okay, let's
Yes.
go back to the main hall.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Everybody.
Nggak apa-apa.
Sorry, I didn't open the microphone. Welcome. Do you have enough time to answer the question? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. I want that you can make a scan review of this experience, how we are going to do it. I want that you can feel your body, how is now after this experience to meet somebody with this confidence. Try to make a scan. How is your feet? How is your legs? How's your stomach? How your body feel? How's your chest, your arms, your face? Take a breath. How is your emotions? Is curiosity? Is like weird? Is comfortable? Is uncomfortable? Doesn't matter. How is the feeling that is now after this experience? Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale. How is your mind, your thoughts, your concept, your ideas? Which idea is coming now to me? Take a breath. If the life can tell you something, what does the life can tell you? Maybe it can be an image, a word, a phrase. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Now you are going to write a word about this experience, not about the information, about the experience. How was the experience to share yourself with confidence. Amazed? Yes. Who wants to share with the microphone? Somebody wants to speak? We are going to
Can
listen.
I?
Yes, please, Rafia.
So yeah, I was amazed that how, different things can have a different impact on people. Like for someone, maybe silence plays a role, to help them reach out to, to their max potential. But for someone, it can be music. For someone, it can be, it can be their family, it can be their parents, or it can be seeing people around. So yeah, I was amazed that how different things have a different impact on people's life and how differently people view the world. So yeah, I'm amazed. I'm speechless.
Thank you, Rafia. We can read fabulous, wonderful, wonderful, warm, inspiring, warm, confidence, peace, interested, believing, relief.
It
Yes, this
was overwhelming.
experience can
Can I
help like, yes, Tuba. Tuba
can
or
I speak?
Toba?
Tuba.
Yes, Tuba. Yes,
Tuba.
please. Yes, Tuba.
It was overwhelming for me because Katrina was speaking Urdu, my national language, with me, and it is sound very nice and it seemed very amazing to me. She knows my language. It was very good experience.
Thank you. Yes, this is
Can
the
I
magic of
ask?
the circle, that how we can see and connect. Yes, Alejandra.
It was a very warm experience because we were three women who has never met each other before, and we were just connected, and very different ages, very different countries, very different cultures, and we were connected. And it was very nice to feel that connection with them.
Thank you, Ale. Because one of the question it was how we can build confidence. Well, this is the first step. Open confidence is like open myself to know the others and the others can know me. Yes, we have to share time to know the other person. Amazing feeling how much you can get to know by creating safe space among a circle of peace of people. Positive vibe, joy, connection. Okay, ready for the second round? It was the first one. Now we are going to the second round. Ready?
Yes, Professor.
Okay. You are going to, Idam, can you help me that I can share my presentation? Because
Sure. Hang on.
Thank you.
Bentar aku tanya.
Yes, you can put it, please. We are going to the second round with the same participant. You are going to return with the same partners. But in this second round, you are going to have 1 minute more. Well, you have more time. And you are going to share these 4 questions. How do you spend your free time? What has been something you have always wanted to do but never did? If you could travel anywhere, where would you like to go and why? What habit would you like to break? The actions, please remind that the first step is make connection with yourself before to go the connection with the others. Yes, it means that I arrive to the group, take a breath, inhale, exhale, be present, and tell them to the other, tell, I trust in you, trust in me. Yes, even that you said it before, it's important to remind that the trust is something that we are going to build together, okay? And when we finish to say that, we are going to answer the 4 questions, yes? First step, connection with yourself, with breathing. Second step is make connection with the others, open the confidence, say that you trust in the other and ask for a trust in you. And the 3 is going to answer the 4 questions and you have 6 minutes. Any questions of the activity? No? Okay. If somebody has problem or something in the group, please tell us. Thank you and go for the groups with 6 minutes to share this experience. with these questions.
The
How
group,
do you spend your free time?
okay.
Yes,
The group is,
the same.
yeah, okay. The group is the same. Okay.
The
Go
same
back
group.
to the room.
Yes,
The room is,
return to they are always returned to the same group, Eden. I'm sorry that I didn't tell you.
yeah, they go to the same group, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
always they are going to return to the
Okay.
same group. Yes. And thank you so much for all the technical support and person that they are here.
Sure.
It's the complete group, yes, Alberto?
This is it. Yes, except Devia is not here.
Mm.
No, Devia is here.
Oh, Devia is here. Oh, sorry,
I'm
my
here,
screen is. Yeah, sorry, Devia. Yeah, my screen is not showing everyone yet.
Yeah.
Yes, this is it, Gloria. This is the ICCTP Secretariat.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for the effort and the professional.
No,
Really, it was so
I should
professional.
thank them.
Yes.
Yeah, all
Thank you so
of
much.
them have been fantastic.
Mm.
When I
Look
come to Yogyakarta, I will buy lunch for all of you.
You mean McDonald's?
And do you know that we are record? Because I think when you are putting this in the class,
Oh
it's going
no.
to appear our conversation.
No, yeah, quickly just turn off the recording. I think we shouldn't
Yes.
do this one.
Welcome back. Irfan, do you have group?
Yes,
Okay.
we have communicated with.
You have enough time?
Yes, more than enough.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now we are going to return. And now we are going to see how with the basic maybe questions that are like
Gloria, I think not everybody has gone back yet. So
okay.
we have to wait until 30 seconds.
Yeah, we are only 17. Yes. Thank you, Eden.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome back. Okay, now we are in this second part that we can see how we start like a basic questions, but in this round, it was more like a confident questions. And that's the reason that we need time to go in this vulnerability. Vicent Martinez Guzman, that is a professor of Castellon, the director of the Peace Master, he said that like a peace worker, it's important to remind that we are so vulnerable. That's the reason that we are open this space to remind that we are so vulnerable and which strategies we are going to develop that we can care each other. It's not a defense, it's not about security, it's about caring. And the proposal is called Ethic of Care. Ethic of Care is a proposal of peace studies who say that it's important how we are going to develop strategies to care each other and how the fragility is very powerful. Yes, Alejandra. Because we can see that it's not about security, it's about ethic of caring, how we can make political caring strategies. Yes, and we can see now how we go for the first round for a normal question, but in this second round, I want that you can share with me or with us, how was the experience to go at this kind of question that go into this vulnerability or this other, yes, aspect of the life. I want maybe two of you can share. How do you feel in this second round?
May I, Professor?
Yes.
So yeah, it was, I would say we had that level of flexibility, Salva and me. We could confide in each other and be as candid as possible. So yeah, things were more like a conversation and it was just flowing. I was telling her my experience. She was able to relate to it. And then she kept on going with her experience. So yeah, it was very nice. We enjoyed the flow, the connectivity. It was
Thank you,
something
Rafi.
that moved me. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you. Salwa?
May I, Professor?
Yes, yes.
I find these questions quite fascinating with how it forms and shape humans' minds. So when you begin to ask people to give their trust, there's this kind of consent that you want to be open with them. And these questions actually touch the layers of vulnerability that you were asking. And when you begin to touch each other's vulnerability, you begin to feel like you can actually relate to this person. You can feel safe around them and you can be open to each other. So there's this confidence and trust being built by these simple questions, which I find it quite interesting. I had a fun time with Rafu talking about our daily lives, where it just dawned on me that these simple questions can actually build the connections and the trust between two people who have never met or talked to each other. So I believe this is really interesting.
Yes. Yes, it's a way that we can open this safe space. No, somebody says, Najiba, comfortable and confident. Julius, we feel some level of emotion and openness. Yes, and Dr. Nidi, connection and commons. Alejandra, at easy. And we can see how we are preparing this space to be confidence. Open as peace circle is to build a space that we can share our vulnerability, our human beings, and it's a process. It's going step by step. Yes, it's sometimes you can do it in small groups and then open a big group. And if you see that with the big group is not possible, you return to the small group. Yes, it's a way that you care the person and you care the closeness. Yes, and we don't want to push somebody to speak or to push somebody to feel comfortable. No, it's a space, it's an invitation. No, it's a process. We know that we need different process. Maybe we are with so hard experience and I need more confidence to open my heart, and it's fine. Yes, it's like a process to go to this confidence and to this process. Okay, ready? We are going for the next round. Can you pass, please, Idam? In this new reality, what are you grateful for? You are going to go by pairs, but you are going to answer two questions. In this new reality, what are you grateful for? And the next one, can you pass, please, Idam? And what is the hardest part of this situation for you? You are going to return to your group. You are going to go to answer these to these questions. But when you return, try to return with a conclusion like a group. Yes, something like a group. Do you want to share? Like maybe the learning, maybe the hard part, maybe the gift. Yes, but you have to return like a group, like with a conclusion. Yes, that every group is going to share with us the conclusion about this. We are going to repeat again the first question. Can you return for the last, the before? In this new reality with the corona, what are you grateful for? This is the first one. And the second one is, what is the hardest part of this situation for you? The three persons, they are going to share the grateful and the hardest. And like a group, you are going to return to tell us a conclusion. Conclusion can be the learning, can be a story, can be maybe one of the answer. You can decide what do you want to share with us, like a group. Yes, it's about Corona, about this time of Corona. What is the gift and what is the hardest part in this situation? And like a group, return with a one conclusion. Yes, I'm going to ask for the conclusion of group 1, group 3, group 4. Yes, it's understandable what we are going to do. Yes, and it's important when you are going to go to this group, please make the same exercise. I know that maybe can be tired, but it's important to understand that in dialogue, the connection is so important. How I connect with myself, with the breathing, connect with the other, and then we can share. Means when you arrive to the group, take a breath, then ask, you give like I trust in you, or I feel confidence with you, and trust in me. And then you can answer the both. You have like 5 minutes to share, and then you will return. If you need something, please tell us, or if you finish before, please let me know, and we can return together. Yes, any question? Now you have to finish with a conclusion. It's the only change. Like a group, you have to return with one conclusion, something to share about these 2 questions. Okay, we can go for the groups.
We're going to the groups.
Yes. Drink all the tequila, Alberto. No, don't write, don't
Don't record.
don't record that. Thank you. Welcome to this third round. And yes, now the difference is like we are going to share like a team, like a group. I want to ask somebody for some group who wants to share the answer or the conclusion that you find. Somebody wants. I don't want that my elementary school professor go out. Idam, if you want, we can stop to share that we can see each other. Thank you, Idam. That we cannot share now the presentation.
Sure.
That we can
May
see.
I, Professor?
Yes, please.
So,
And
Professor,
you can
what?
tell me, Rafia, who is
Yeah,
with you in your group, please?
Salva and I, we have been together since round 1. So our conclusion has been adaptability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
So do you want us to elaborate on this, or you just need the conclusion?
Yes, the conclusion
Okay.
that you have, it's okay.
Yeah,
Thank
adaptability from our side.
Yes, if you want
Thank
to
you.
develop, it's fine. Thank you.
I was with in a team with Akbar and Kainat. Unfortunately, she was not in this conversation. She might have a problem with communication, internet problem. Our conclusion is out of this last assignment, this exercise is the tolerance. I mean, like what we have learned, the tolerance during this pandemic situation.
Yeah.
Thank you, Irfan. Saddam?
Okay, ma'am, the most hurtful things for us was Moji was my partner in the group. She has her family alive and still a good health, and she has not lost his job. And I have completed my thesis in the period of COVID-19. The most hardest thing was that in the lockdown, the harassment cases was increases. So that was very difficult for all, mostly for the females. So that was a case. That's our conclusion. Thank you.
Thank you, Saddam. Alia?
Hello, Ms.
Hello.
Gloria. Thank you for the opportunity. I think what I can conclude with my partner, I have Akbar with me discussing about life. What I can conclude, coming from my perspective, I guess it's more towards the understanding that we've learned amongst one another. The different of experience that we had varies from one individual's with another. And I've got to learn how he is during the times of pandemic that he had been doing in Indonesia, while he also had learned what I've been doing in Malaysia. So those are the things that we've learned. And yeah, Peace Circle did really provide us a platform for us to be able to discuss on things that is sensitive, in my opinion, which we can have an open dialogue, which a safe space for us. So I think that is from my conclusion. Thank you.
Professor, may I?
Yes, Tuba. Yes, Tuba, and later Andrew.
Okay, thank you, Professor. My partner was Christina from Malaysia. She was doing PhD. She was basically from Spain, and now she was doing PhD in Malaysia. We both are happy that we are alive in this pandemic situation, that our loved ones are also safe. Thanks to God Almighty, we didn't face any type of death or casualty during this pandemic. Our family, we are very thankful about it, and we are thankful that we have plenty of time to do our research on our topics in PhD. She was doing her proposal and I was doing my proposal in this free time. So these are the grateful things which are happening. And the hardest part was for me that I got unemployed. So that is the hardest part. But this unemployment lead me to the doing PhD and my proposal in a very well way and very freely and very openly. So that's thing, like every bad thing has a good thing. So pandemic has a free time and lots of opportunity for online workers, for we can do that. So we are happy that things are happening in our life.
Thank you, Tuba. Thank you so much for sharing with us your learning about this process. Andrew and later Michael.
Okay, good morning once again. My group partner is Sarah. Our conclusion is, amidst the uncertainty and insecurity, we are grateful for being safe and alive. So this is our conclusion as a group.
Thank you, Andrew. Michael?
Yeah, hello everyone. My group partner was Kafiel Rada, and responding to the first question about what we are grateful for in this new reality, we concluded that there is still the sustainability of this appreciation for interdependence and common humanity despite the COVID-19 pandemic. And our hardest part of the situation is the uncertainty and the fear and the tension that it brings, that it comes with. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Akbar?
Thank you, Professor. I think to add what my partners Alia had already said before, so I feel like what this session has teach us is about how this is a very actually very basic questions, but somehow we don't realize how important it is to create bonds each other among us who hear that we even don't know who are we before together, but due to this session we could build that kind of boundaries. So I think that's Professor. Thank you.
Thank you, Akbar. And thank you for share this aspect, because actually the goal of this peace circle is to make a community. You are going to be together for so many days, and it's important to be a community. No, it's like it's a way that you can open this space and this bond. Thank you, Akbar. And Dr. Mohammed said connectivity issues, especially facing in conducting online classes. Somebody else? So I think we have all the perspectives and conclusions. If you see, we because this group is bigger, no, we are more than 20. If we are less than 20, you can ask the questions and go person by person to listen the experience and the reflection. Because this is a big group, we make like in a pairs, and you see how build the confidence first with the partner, and then you can go every step or every round a little bit deep. Yes, a little bit deep in a more vulnerable questions. Now we are going for the last round that we can see. Can you share, please, Idam? We are going to answer like a group, and in these questions, we are going to use a paper. Yes. We are going to make a draw. We are going to make a circle. And in this circle, you are going to write one word. That what forms of connection are you discovering or recovering in your mental area, in your spiritual area, in your emotional area, in your physical area? What form of caring did you find in this time? What action or strategy did you find to have connection? You have to write one almost for maybe mental, maybe to have connection in a mental area. I found that I have to read romantic novels. I don't know. Everybody's going to find what is the strategy that you find in this time to have connection in a mental area. Then you are going to find one action in spirituality. Maybe somebody has meditation, a pray. Yes, what is like the connection that you have for spirituality? And one action for emotional. Maybe for emotional to have a diary, to have a meeting with a friend, even in an online way. Physically, maybe we are not making so much exercise, but maybe you like to dance, or maybe you like to walk. What you are doing in your physical way, or maybe you eat a so delicious food. What is the strategy that you can have for connection with your body? You have 1 minute to write one of activity or strategy who gives you connection in this time, in the mental, in the spirituality, in the emotional, and the physically. And we are going to share one of these through the Zoom chat. Yes, fire is related with the spirituality because it's the transformation. When we are making like how do you say altar, like this table that we put so many things when we are praying. We put sometimes in all the religions the 4 elements. The air, maybe we put like something like a incienso, like a something with the, wow, now I don't know how to say incienso. Incense? Yes, incense. And the fire, you put like a candle, no, maybe something to make transformation. Yes. And the water, you put a glass of water, and the earth, you put something like a maybe mineral, or yes, it's a symbol. Yes, it's a symbol to remind you that like a human being, we have almost all this dimension, the mental, the spiritual, the emotional, and the physical. And so many cultures represented through these elements: air, fire, water, earth. That's the reason that when we are open space like a peace circles, sometimes it's important that you have water, you have even like a candle. Yes, the earth sometimes is representative with minerals. And we put it sometimes that we represent and remind these 4 dimensions. Yes, now we can take out the presentation. I want that maybe some of you can share us if somebody find one connection or one action to give you connection through your mind. Who wants to share? You can put it even in the chat, Zoom, or you can open your microphone. For example, for me, I stopped to see the news in the night. I don't want to stress myself at the night. I don't see news before to go to sleep. This is for my healthy connection with my mind. Somebody has another strategies for mind?
Yeah, walking in the evening.
Thank you, Irfan. Yes, walking. Dilawar say watching movie. Yes. Listening to soft music. The idea is like you can write more strategies, and this is like the actions that now you have. If some of these action is make you sense, please write it in your circle that you, when we finish this circle, you have more resources. Rafia said, according to your mood, can be meditation, reading, jogging and listen to music, offer salah, listening song and sing. Yes. For body, which strategies you have for your body? Watching documentaries, meditation, praying. It helps in healing spirituality.
Hiking.
Sorry, Tuba?
Hiking.
Hiking, yes. Yes, that's the reason that no works for everyone. And we can share so many options, and you write the option is makes sense. For example, so many like me, I'm not a person who make exercise. That's the reason that if somebody put exercise, it's not working for me. But maybe to go and to make a meditation, maybe yes, but no all the activities. Stretching, walk in evening, watching comedy movies,
Hiking
talking
connect you
more.
with the nature actually, Professor.
Yes, can be.
So when I hike, I connect with the nature and I feel relaxed and I feel comfortable and I enjoy that feeling that I'm the part of nature and change is happening around me. I'm not still in the place, but change is happening around me. Change is sometimes good, change is sometimes bad, but change is a more constant thing and it is happening. So I think hiking represents that for me. Everything is in work. So
Thank you.
it is stress releaser for me to hike, to walk.
Yes, and to share this option is give us to the person that we are listening to have another options. No, maybe cooking. Yes, I like cooking.
Yes.
I'm part of this person who likes to cooking. I feel like I make magic. I think when I'm cooking, I'm so happy to make to cook. Watching colorful guppies moving around in the water, reaching out to assist those in needs, to help, something to give you energy. Fusing cultures in cooking is liberating. Yes, I like it. For me, it's like to make magical things. And the point of this exercise is to remind, to try to include activities for the 4 dimensions, not only for your mind. How is my spirituality caring? How is my body caring? How is my emotional aspect caring? Yes, playing with my niece, yes. I have two niece. One is with 7 years old, and we make a special hug. We say it's a true hug for true love. And we hug each other, and we put her heart in my heart, and we say 3 times, I love you, I love you, I love you. And when we need it, we ask for a hug for true love. And sometimes she runs to me and say, uh, I need a hug for true love. And she's like a jump, and we say, I love you, I love you, I love you. But sometimes I run to her. I need the hug. And she's like, yes. And this is my emotional strategy with my niece. Yes. But it's important to increase. And the second part is how many times you are making these activities. Because if you are doing every week, imagine how is your stress and your body is like a so stress, or maybe every 2 weeks. So it's trying to put these strategies, how many times I can do it, and maybe I can have more activities that my balance is more in my life that my stress. The invitation is now that you can have even 2 activities for every dimensions, and try to put like how many times I'm going to do it by week. That you are going to open a care system for you. And the second part is make this same circle for your family. How many times with my family I share caring space for mental aspect, for emotional aspect, for spirituality aspect, and for physical aspect. And you can open these strategies for caring and for share. Yes. Somebody wants to share another one that we can finish this round? No? Okay. We are going to close with the last part, that we are going to share a word or phrase describing how you are feeling as we close our circle. Please share a word in the chat or with the microphone, or phrase describing how you feeling in this circle, with a word or with a phrase. We are in the last part. Safe, calm. Somebody wants to say with the microphone. Obligated.
Yeah, can I, Professor?
Yes, Rafia.
I feel very calm because, I was able to get into the nuances of the peace circle. I didn't feel like I'm, speaking to a stranger because she entrusted her trust on me and I entrusted my trust on her. So we had that safe space wherein we were, free to discuss things with each other. So I'm calm as if I'm just talking to my, my own sibling. It's like that, or my own friend.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's a very calm feeling.
Thank you.
Thanks to you. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you. Yes, and maybe I didn't put so much how you say remark that if you don't want to answer, you can be in silence in the peace circle, that you don't feel obligated. That's the reason that in peace circle, silence is part of the circle. Maybe I didn't make the remark, but the idea is that you don't feel obligated. You can make silence, that you can listen, and you can even take the part of the wisdom that is in the circle. Yes, energized, joyful. I feel safe, thankful, connected. Hmm. And we are going to finish with the close ceremony, and I'm going to explain how we are going to do it. I'm going to ask you that if you can open your camera only for 1 minute, please. And you are going to choose a pair of eyes that we can make connection. I want to ask you, please, only for 1 minute, that you can choose one pair of eyes that we can see, and we are going to say, when we are watching this eye, I'm going to say, I see you. Yes. When I say, when I say 1, 2, 3, we are going to say, I see you. Yes. Okay. Now is the time that you choose one eyes. Doesn't matter which one. Trust in the life that somebody is going to choose you. It's like yes. It's like this. Okay. You have the eyes that you are going to see. Okay. Now open your microphone if it's possible, and we are going to make it with 3 different persons. Okay. The first one, watch these eyes and say, I see you. 1, 2, 3. I see
I
you.
see you.
See you,
I
Tabi.
see you.
Okay.
I see you,
I
Ilham.
see you.
Okay.
I
Now
see you, Tola.
choose another eyes. Ready? And now you are going to say, I see you. 1, 2, 3. I see you.
I
See
see
you,
you.
Alia.
Ikra.
See
I
you.
see you,
I see
Daisy.
Sawa.
you.
See you,
I
I
Salwa.
see
see
you,
you,
I
Sudhir.
see
Alexandra.
you,
2.
Idham.
I see you,
Okay.
Charlie.
And the last round,
See you.
choose another eyes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I see you.
I
I
see
see
you.
you,
To
Concepcion.
I
Alberto.
see you,
You,
Rita
John.
Meher.
Evero
I see you,
Saraj.
Salwa.
Tabi. I see
Okay.
you,
I see you,
Enas.
Julius.
I see Juliet.
Evero Naomi.
Mm. Now, with this close ceremony, we close our peace circle, and every experience, feelings, it was now inside of the circle.
See Albert.
And now we are like in this experience, and we can know that we are in a community, and we are like in a safe space, that we are human being, and every emotion that it was in growing, now we know that it's in the circle. Yes. And if it's possible for you, now it's time to take a little bit of water. It's a way that the emotion flow. And if somebody opened a peace circle and it was so emotional, it's important to take so much water and take a hey, how do you say, a bath, that you can
Shower.
shower. Yes, like take a shower, that you can clean and go for this experience. Well, now I'm going to return for the experience. Now, if you have some questions, do you want to ask me with the mic, with your voice? we have 15 minutes to finish. After the experience, if you have new questions, or do you want to return for some of the questions that we had before for the theory, you can ask it now.
Can I, Gloria?
Yes.
I don't have any questions, but I just want to thank you to share with us all these feelings and to share your humanity with us and to help us sharing ours. So thank you, Gloria, for this precious moment.
Thank you. Tavi, nice to see you. You can ask.
Morning, everyone, and especially you, Gloria. So good to see you again. I'm so excited. And like Alejandra, I would like to say thank you all, and especially you and my partner in Inas for this session. You have inspired me and empowered me in many ways, and as always. So I'm really grateful for today's session. I would just like to say thank you.
Thank you, Tavi. Yes, and Tavi, she was making a little bit something about with the peace circle. It's like maybe sometimes we are not so comfortable for the emotion that is there, but you can go slow. If you see, you can open a question that you feel comfortable, that you can even answer. No, that is the community is going to support the information. It's like to trust in the community. It's like to know that like peacemakers, we are no the person who is going to save somebody. We are only open spaces. And this is wow, so relaxed. If not, imagine the person which work with so much areas with violence, how we are going to save everybody. We cannot do it. We only like a human being in this position, how we can go with the humanity to open these spaces, this option, this wisdom that is there. No, it's like whew, we can be so human and so so stronger in a community to make a web. Well, I'm not going to give more about this, but I think tomorrow you are going to have more about this. But now you know a little bit how to do it.
Thank you.
Yes, somebody else wants to ask something that it was before, maybe. One of the question it was how to build confidence. I hope with the practice you see how to start to build, and it's a process. It's continue. You have to continue open this confidence to open strategies to care this confidence. That's the reason that is so painful when somebody break your confidence. It's so painful because when somebody break your confidence, it's open your vulnerability. The person which you have more confidence is the person that is carrying you. That's the reason that is important when somebody is breaking your confidence, go to make a restorative process or reconciliation process because the trust in you is moving. And is the moment that restorative process or reconciliation process or healing process is important. If not, you can go so easy to revenge. And revenge is a cycle of violence because it's the idea that I think if you have the painful, you can see me. No, the reality, the person is not going to see you. It's going to be far and it's going to be open a new cycle of violence. That's the reason that we finish with the close ceremony with this activity to see the eyes and to see, I see you. I see you is all action of peace. I can see you. I can know and I can feel your human being that is there. No? Ari, can you help me to read the chat, please? Because now I cannot see it.
Which one?
I think the last one.
Oh, the last
now
one.
the two last one. I
two
think.
last one. First one from Manoj. At first, reading with the model, I think what does peace circles can impact, but coming through all experience and sharing between us, I can understand what it impacts, and it will give to enhance peace in more levels after this pandemic throughout the different levels. Thank you so much, Prof. Gloria, for your interesting sessions with us. And the very last one from Dr. Nidhi, amazing session, and thanks for wonderful ice-breaking activity. And now we feel connected, even our all geographically so distant. It is true meaning of association within peace circles. Thanks, Prof. Gloria.
Thank you. Yes, I think it's a question, how do we work with somebody in a similar process of circle, but using full or painful words, how to overcome? It's important when we are making the guidelines to make a remark that is a space that we are going to put our human being there, that we are going to care everybody. This kind of peace circle is open in jail. Imagine, no, with person that is in jail. When somebody is, I don't know, sometimes we can, you are going to see more in no violence communication. In no violence communication, Marshall Rosenberg said there is no negative feelings and positive feelings. Marshall Rosenberg said there is feelings, and the feelings give us information for needs, but sometimes we have uncomfortable feelings, maybe painful feelings, and maybe these painful feelings can go expressed through painful words. And when we are listening these painful words, the second question can be maybe I can listen your pain. No, now I can. You can say yes. I can listen your pain. No, it's a space that is open to listen. You can invite to open a peace circle with a conflict peace circle. That maybe is a conflict there, that is the reason that is a painful word, but it's another kind of peace circle, and you can make an invitation. Do you want to have maybe that we can open a peace circle, but because maybe it's a conflict there, are you able, or do you want to be in this experience? It's like you can open, but it's another kind of circle that maybe when it's a painful word, it's a need there. It's like a shout of needs that is there. Yes, it's trying to doesn't make a judgment. It's more like to see a needs. Yes, maybe you cannot open a complete peace circle. This session is not a training. The idea is not that you are going to apply peace circles now everywhere, but that you know this methodology is there. But maybe you can open a informal circle. Maybe you only make an open ceremony, make me with your group ask, how do you feel, how we are living this session, how we are living this Corona time, like I'm checking round and close. Yes, you can make only one question. Yes, and you can make a community feelings to share. Yes, it's like you don't have to open a complete peace circle. Yes, with one round is fine. And why we have to open and to close is to make like a registration in your mind that every process is something to open and something to close. In this modernity, we live so many times only open and open and open and open, and we are making so many things and we don't close. And it's so painful close because we didn't learn to close. Corona is a time who reminds us like a human beings that every time we are in close time too. It's not only open, it's close too. We have to say sometimes goodbye. We have to finish relations. We have to close. Yes, it's painful, but it's part of the life. That's the reason that peace circle is remind you that it's open, but everything that is open has to close. This is a process, and it's important in transformation, because in transformation, it's not a line, it's a circle. Even John Paul Lederer said it's a spiral. You open, you close, you open, you close. Yes, and that's the reason that peace circle it's remind you that is an open ceremony, but yes, it was so beautiful, but it's time to close and give the thank you. Yes, it's a process to learn. Okay, yes. I don't know if somebody has the last question. No? Comment?
Irfan, I can see Irfan raise his hand. Irfan, do you want to say something? Can you unmute your voice?
Can you listen to me?
Yes. Ahora no. Now no. I'm going to start to speak in Spanish because for me it's going to be 1 a.m. I don't want to start to speak in Spanish.
Such a wonderful presentation and
yes.
exercises.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you.
Yeah, you can't get a voice. I think.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I know you can hear me. Well, I just want to say, Gloria, on behalf of the ICCTP team, we just want to say how thankful we are, extremely grateful. Your presentation was just what we wanted to start off the next several days where we will be dealing with tomorrow conflict transformation, and then we have Mikala's on dialogue, and he's so excited about it because while I'm listening to you, he keeps calling me and talking to me about his presentation. So he's very excited about this. And then we have Vedabas on nonviolent communication, which will complete. And in between all that, we also have the Bu Priska and Bu Yanti to speak about Indonesian experiences of conflict transformation. So they're going to talk about from their own research perspective. So thank you very much. And for those of you, I've known Gloria for many years. In fact, we spent, quite a bit of time together with another person, Sophia, who you will meet in Peace Education in a few days' time. But I also want to say that when I visited Gloria in Mexico, her whole family is just like her. They're just so warm-hearted, generous, and just absolutely amazing. And her nieces, I remember staying in the apartments, and the nieces would come up and they would talk to me, and they're just so loving. And I think the love comes from what you have just had a sample from, a person like Gloria. But I also see another Mexican who has just joined us today, who was probably unavailable yesterday. So Conchita, do you want to put your camera on, Conchita? Hello, Conchita.
Hello.
So Conchita,
Nice to see you
Gloria,
both.
this is all the Mexican team, and I had such a wonderful time. They took they took so much care, and this compassion, empathy, caring is what they put into practice. And I had the joy of experiencing that. Now, it is, so basically what you have picked up so far, and which is going to be something that will be carried on tomorrow, is that it is fine not to see eye to eye on various things. This is how, conflict is a natural part of our, life and living in this world of ours with humans from different aspirations, different viewpoints, different ideas. So it's fine not to see eye to eye. Now, what we try to do is to ensure that it does not escalate into an eye for an eye. And as Mahatma Gandhi said, an eye for an eye will make the world go blind. And so that's why tomorrow we want to ensure how it's okay not to see eye to eye, but we want to make sure that we transform this conflict to avoid, to in fact transform the conflict in such a way to avoid any form of violence. And that's why, this, you can see the philosophy of this course. Now, so that's what we're going to focus on. And, tomorrow, Jenny Murphy, who's also very excited about talking about conflict transformation and building on Lederer's work, the late Vicente Martinez, who was the professor and the philosopher that started the Peace Masters program in Castellón. And finally, if I can, I don't want to take so much of your time. I know that Alejandra and Conchita and Gloria are looking forward to the bid. But I know that two of the Castellón students are here at the moment, Tabby and Sarah. You're here? Okay, I have, Sarah, you're there? Okay, I have a project for the two of you. Now, Ari, do you mind removing your mask just for 1 minute? Okay, look at this face. Tabby and Sarah, look at this face. Now, your project for you today is to walk down the streets of Castellón and see whether you can spot this face anywhere. And I'll give you a hint. It's on one of the tram stops.
I know which one.
So
Can I say?
My co-coordinator, dear, Mas Ari, is a celebrity as far as Castellón is concerned. Okay, on that note, have a wonderful day. And once again, Gloria, thank you so much. And
Thank you so
claps
much.
to all of you.
Can-
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Have a good day, and thank you so much for your open heart and for sharing your feelings. Thank you so much.
Okay, so selamat
you.
siang, selamat malam, and we will meet again tomorrow at 8:45 Jakarta time.
See you.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Thank you
Buenas
very much for
noches,
today.
Ale,
Gracias,
Conchita.
Gloria.
Buenas
Gloria.
noches.
Thank
Buenas noches.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Alberto.
Thank you.
I will try to enter tomorrow.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Idam and Ari and all the.
You're welcome, Gloria.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Yes, Ari, you are famous. I remind that.
Yeah.
I know which stop.
Oh, Miss Castellón.
Yes. Forever you are going to be there, Ari.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.